Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Part 2 gang, y'all. Let's get it, y'all. Part 2 gang, y'all. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go. Man, that joke was crazy. He was like, yeah, I'm about to go mess with this D block real fast. He didn't say that. He said the real name for him. I'm about to go mess with this D block real fast. I was like, so the dude from the news was like, yo, what do you mean you about to go mess with the D block? When you start doing that? You mess with that, man? He was like, man, when I was in the hole, man, my next door neighbor used to always send me an egg, man. I ain't had no la-la. So I just had to make do, man. You know, like, it ain't like I'm banging it with a needle. So everybody was just like, everybody just looked at him like, you know what I mean? Like, bro, what is you talking about, bro? Like, just because you ain't doing it with that, bro, don't mean that it ain't a lethal situation, bro. He like, man, look, man, you know, I'm trying to be intoxicated, man. Like, y'all like doing y'all bid sober. I don't like doing my bid sober. So like he jive like on defense mode about this, and like I'm pinning all this, and I'm just looking at him like, you know what I mean? I'm looking at it, I'm viewing him like, you know what I mean? Like, just like, bro, that changed, man. Bro, that went to the hole and became a D block addict. I'm like, this crazy. So he like, yeah, man, like, you know what I mean? Ain't nothing though. Like, so the dude from the news was like, but look though. I was like, look, man, I'm gonna tell you, bro. Look, bro. He was like, what? I said, man, you know they say Zoe, man, mess with them boys, bro. He was like, I don't care. That's his prerogative, bro. Like, I ain't got nothing to do with that, bro. I'm trying to mess with this dog food, bro. I'm trying to mess with that. Like, I ain't got nothing to do with he doing his personal time. When he doing his personal time, when he doing his personal time. So another dude was like, so you about to go in there in his room and mess with him? He was like, yeah, real quick. Yeah, y'all give me all the cell break. After I get lit, we can come back out. You know, we come back out and do that. We can come back out and rap. It don't matter. You know what I mean? So everybody just was like, he was just like, yeah, we can come back out and do that. So as he's saying that, he looked up and seen Zoe. The whole time, Zoe was at the door like this. He was standing in front of his door like this. You know what I mean? You know, he in cell 12, so at an angle, when we talking to him at like from 17, we can see around the corner where cell 12 was at. Zoe holding the door like this. Zoe standing in his door like this. So as Lil Joe kept talking, Zoe was like, hey man, come on before they close the doors, man. They about to close the doors, man. He was like, all right, man, well look, we come back out, man. I come back out after cell break, man. We can get it, man. We can get it, man. That man went up beside the cell, y'all, so boom. He went up in the jank, man. Next thing you know, the cut go up. Y'all know the count, man. The cut went up on super blast. You couldn't see nothing. You couldn't see nothing but the burgundy shirt on the door. That's all you saw. So everybody just was like, man, that joint crazy. Because if Reed was in here, Reed wouldn't have let him do that, man. I'm like, yeah, but listen, no, everybody grown in this joint, man. I was like, we young, but everybody grown. So everybody responsible for everybody, man. Like, everybody responsible for themselves. You know what I mean? So I just like, that was my input on it. Like, you know, like I can't think the worst. I'm not thinking that he's going in there to give up cheeks just for the D block. Like, I don't really think it can be that easy from him. I don't think, you know what I mean? But I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. You know what I mean? But I just was figuring out, I just was trying to figure out like, why did he have to go in there for 30 minutes just to get the D block? I didn't understand. That's what was bothering me. I didn't understand that, man. So he stayed in the joint the whole time. He stayed in that joint the whole time. And everybody that was right there, it was like we was waiting on him. Everybody was just sitting on the back bench, you know what I mean? Because they got benches and tables in the sussers too. So everybody just was like on that last bench just kicking it, like dudes right there. A couple of other dudes trying to rap, you know what I mean? I ain't in the rapping mood right now. I'm like, this is crazy, man. I'm like, man. So while I'm facing it, I can see cell 12, but I can't see it no more. Like it's around the corner from where I'm sitting in. So the lady said, cell break, stand by your door, cell break. So I look, they're like this. When I look, I see the cut come down. When I see the cut come down, I see somebody like he trying to get my attention. So I look around, and I'm like, somebody like, so I'm like, I walk to the jank. When I look, it's the predator. That's my word. I seen him like he was looking super spooky. He was in the door. You see, it was his bald head. It was like his window was getting foggy because he was all the way back by cell 12, back by the big window where the sun be gleaming at, and it looked like his jump was getting all foggy. He was like, "Hey, youngin, get my door open, youngin." I was like, I wanted to be like, man, where Lil Joe at, man? I was like, hey, tell him open cell 12. That Joe say, it's my word. Lil Joe come out that joint like this. Lil Joe was like, y'all ready? Y'all ready, man? He sit on the bench. He like, yeah, man, y'all ain't even had no beat maker in a minute, man. Y'all ain't had no beat maker in a long time, man. Yeah, man, look, give me the brush. Yeah, give me the brush, man. He was like, man, you ain't in no condition to hit no beat, man. He was like, man, give me the brush, man. This word, he got the brush. He did like this. He kind of leaned over to the, like, I never seen him do this tactic. Usually, he'll go by the sink, or he'll go back by the back window, you know what I mean? Or sometimes by the steps. Never from the bench area. I have seen him hit a beat. Now, I'm not saying he can't sit down on his butt and have the brush in his right hand and his hand in this hand, boom, 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 and do a beat. I'm not saying he can't do that. I just never seen it. But this time, he was like, it's a bench in front of him, but it's the back bench where I told you we was at. And then it's the seat that's poking out right there. Pause. The man leaned up like this. The man was like, give me the brush. They get on the brush. He was like, he started trying to hit a beat. Everybody was like, he was like, come on, spit, Weezy. Everybody was like, man, come on, man, carry your butt to the cell, man. You too lit right now, man. He was like, yeah, man, look, maybe later then, man. Maybe later, man. Maybe later, man. That man walked to the door. That's where he walked to cell 17. Hey, open my door. Lady opened the door up. This word. I looked up. Only thing I saw was him going like this, climbing on the top bunk before his door closed. He was like, that man laid it down, y'all. So boom. Man, I was just hoping he was tired. Or maybe that was just how strong the D block is. I don't know what it was, but I didn't want to think the worst. I didn't want to think the worst, man, because at the end of the day, this freaking Predator dude, he got what the man wanted him. You know what I mean? This man that went to the hole and came back with a whole different habit. And that's how I be in penitentiary, y'all. Like, dudes will come in that junk and catch a whole nother habit, man. It be so wicked, man. I'm telling y'all, man. So like for real, it's out of our hands because he's still going to do the D block. We can't tell him to do it no more, but this is his life. This is what he's going to do, man. So he stayed in the room a minute. He stayed in the room a little minute. He came back out probably right before we was about to go to dinner. So he finally come back out. He coming down a little bit. When I came out, I said, look, he was sitting on the steps by his cell, scratching his legs. So I'm looking at him like, shh. I'm just ain't gonna go around him like that no more, man. I was like, yo, bro, didn't change. So everybody talking about it like, yeah, man, Lil Joe done came back here, man. Now he a fiend, man. I'm like, man, that's crazy because he was our age. Lil Joe probably was 21, 22. I was 20. He probably was like a year older than me, man. But just to see how he changed within a month and a half was just, it was sad to me. I ain't even gonna lie, y'all. It was a sad feeling because I used to talk to this guy every day. You know what I mean? So like, I'm just letting him do him, man. You can't do nothing about it. Just let him do him. So it was another old head in there from out his way. And I guess the old head from out his way said he was gonna tell the dude Reed. Now the dude Reed was in one building now because Reed started working in the kitchen. So I guess the old head told him. So we went outside. We ended up going outside 2 o'clock. You know what I mean? It was so hot, man. Like for real, I didn't even want to go outside because 2 o'clock in the summertime, man, that junk feel like it's 110 out there. Like you gonna sweat, you gonna be hot, you gonna be miserable. Man, it's not gonna feel good. So the only time dudes will go out is for to handle something. So I went outside to handle something, you know what I mean? But when I went out there, I seen Reed, you know what I mean? Reed was on his way to work. So like I say, I guess somebody had told him. So when he seen me, he was like, hey, Weezy, come here, Weezy. I was like, what's up? He was like, hey, man, what's up, man? My little brother doing up there, man. I was like, who you talking about? He was like, you know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about Lil Joe. I was like, man, what do you mean what he doing? He was like, man, is it true, man? I'm like, what you hear? What you hear? Because I just ain't want to throw the man under the bus like that. You know what I mean? I'm like, what you hear? He was like, man, I know Weezy. I was like, what you know? Tell me what you know. Then I'll, you know what I mean? He was like, man, I know he messing with that dog food. I was like, oh yeah. Yeah, that's true. He was like, man, how? I was like, bro, listen, he went to the hole. He said when he was in the hole, that's when he started messing with it with his dude that was in the cell next to him. You know what I mean? He was like, man, he's an idiot, man. He was like, man, how you start messing with that? I'm like, yo, bro, I don't know, man. He said, so what I hear about him going in the cell with the dude Zoe? I was like, bro, listen, he went in there talking about he was about to get the D block, but he had to stay in there 30 minutes. I don't know what he was doing, bro. I said, you know the dude Zoe messing with them boys. He said, did y'all tell him? I said, yeah, I told him. I said, bro, you know, I rock with Lil Joe. I said, man, I told him, man. I said, man, I told that man straight up, that man rock with the boys. That man said, man, they ain't got nothing to do with him. You know what I mean? I said, everybody else that be rocking with him, he used to hit the beat for, bro. Everybody was feeling some type of way about that junk, man. He was like, man, And he's an idiot, man. He was like, man, I'm gonna holler at him though, man. He said, man, look, give him this kite right here for me, man. It was a nice size kite too. I was like, man, you give him this kite? He was like, yeah, give him that kite and make sure he read the junk, Weezy, man. I was like, man, what you want me to do? Stay right there? He was like, nah, just tell him. I said, make sure he read the junk, man. Real talk, man. He gonna know I ain't joking, man. I was like, all right, man, I'm gonna tell him, man. You know what I mean? I dapped bro up through defense. Bro went to the kitchen, y'all. So boom. So the rest of the time on the yard, you know what I mean? It was like, I just started thinking, man. Like, this joint crazy, man. Like, cause for real, the dude Zoe was outside. You know what I mean? The dude Zoe was outside. The dude Lil Joe didn't come out. I look up and see the dude Zoe. He had push-ups. We had the little bars. We had push-ups with the bars. He's snapping on that joint. He doing like 100 clip on that joint. You know what I mean? He get up. He slew-footed. He like, yeah. Hey, look, man. Yeah, man. You gotta pay to play, man. Yeah, have that money. Yeah, have that money. You want to pay? Yeah, you gotta have that money. That's how he used to talk to dudes, because he had that D block. Like, he was just really cocky about it, man. So like, this is this man on the yard. Like, this man just gave me the creeps, man. Like, I ain't even gonna lie. So I ain't pay him no more. I ain't pay him no more attention, man. Saw him. He's a predator. That's what it is. It was time to go back in. So when it's time to go back in, man, I went straight to the cell. I went to the cell. I looked. Lil Joe was at the sink throwing up. I was like, I'm looking at him. He like, this word, I couldn't see at first because he had his back turned. So like 17 is like that joint opened up, you can see in their cells. I'm walking to the joint, he got his back to the toilet, you know what I mean, to the door basically. And I walk in, I'm walking, I'm like, when I get closer, he like, I was like, bro, he was like, my man looked like he was throwing up his life, y'all. So boom. He got like 4 junks in. I back up. I smell it too. I'm like, bro, flush it. Put some water on that, bro. Back up. Junk smell like freaking Mountain Dew and freaking doo-doo. I'm like, put some water on that, man. So he finally gets stuff together. He like, what's up, Weezy? I'm like, why, man? He like, yeah, I'm good, bro. That's how you be when you coming down. Or he grabbed his knees like he was playing basketball or something. Like he was tired. He was like, yeah, that's how that junk be, man, when you coming down off this stuff, man. Like, you know what I mean? What's up, though? I was like, bro, here, bro. I said, man, I seen Reed, bro. I said, look, Reed know what you're doing, too, bro. He said, you told him? I said, bro, I ain't tell him nothing. I I said, he already knew, bro. If somebody else told him, he was like, what do you say, though, man? I said, man, he told me to give you this kite and make sure you read the kite, man. He was like, well, right now? I was like, man, that's what he told me to tell you, man. He was like, start opening the joint up. Bro had that joint wrapped up like a football. Y'all remember we used to play the football? You put your hand, you do the football. Yeah, that joint wrapped up like a football. He was like, he balled the kite up. He was like, man, that's crazy, man. I was like, what? He was like, man, Reed said I'm over here shake, rattling, and rolling. I was like, shh, are you? He was like, what? I was like, bro, I'm just asking, bro. I said, cause it's your life. And I'm like, listen, bro, like, you ain't gotta shake, rattle, and roll for no narcotics, bro. Like, come on, bro. He was like, man, I don't shake, rattle, and roll, man. I don't shake, rattle, and roll, man. I went in there and got high with dudes, man. That's all I did. I'm like, all right, man, you know what I mean? So I just let him do him, man. Like, you know, he was going through his little withdrawal station because I don't even think the dude don't even had any more D block. You know what I mean? I don't even think he had any more D block, man. So I don't know what happened, man. So this is my word, man. Like, I don't know who had got the word to Zoe about what was going on. Maybe now that I think about it, man. Now that I think about it, I'm thinking maybe that the dude Lil Joe might have said something, but he might have didn't. I could just be, you know what I mean, going too far with that. But all I know is this, man. We was going to child, man, and we was going to child. The dude Zoe was going to work. So as we going to child, coming out of 2 building, he's coming out of 1 building going to work. So we got to go up the same boulevard. They wear white though. They wear white scrubs. We got on burgundy scrubs. So we going up the jump. That's my word. Says we going up the jump. I just look. I see Reed kind of like pulling up his pants. Like, you know what I mean? He got the little kitchen stuff on, but he pull up his pants. And as I look through the crowd, I see Zoe. So like, you know, he snoop for it. He like, hey man, look, man. Hey, look, man. Don't tell me how to do my business, man. Yeah, I don't tell nobody how to do their business in here, man. So the dude Reed was like, man, look, man, that's my little bro, man. Don't mind. He was like, man, look, I ain't trying to hear that, man. This dude Reed, tried to grab him as he walked away. When he tried to grab Zoe while he was walking away, Zoe turned around with the left hand. Wow! He smacked fire out of goddamn Reed ass, y'all. So boom, everybody was like, oh shit. Oh shit. That nigga Reed was like, oh, that's how you want to play. That's how you want to play. There was another dude in one building with him like, man, come on, man, if you lose your job, man, come on, man. Come on, man, I told you to stay out that shit. I told you to stay out that anyway, man. Come on before you lose your job, man. So Reed was like dude walking, I look up, I see dude Zoe just like this. I'm like, what's up? Yeah. Oh, nosy motherfucker, what's up? What's up? Everybody walking like, oh shit, no police picked it or nothing happened. So the dude Reed was like, all right. So dude Reed just dipped and went in the kitchen. We went into the first child hall, they went into the second child hall. So I'm just like, man, this man just smacked Reed, man. I'm like, this shit crazy as a bitch. So the nigga got that little Joe didn't even go to child. So everybody talking about that shit while we in the child. Everybody talking about it. Yo, this nigga just smacked the shit out of Reed ass. We're like, man, this shit crazy as a motherfucker. This shit crazy as a bitch. So while we in the child hall, I guess the nigga Reed had ended up, because they go into the child, they got a door they go into. So he went into the child hall. So while we in there, like they have dudes working in there, then they have dudes in a tray slot. Then the dudes that be making the food and passing the food out, they behind the door. All them shits is behind the door except the dude that work in the kitchen basically, but this is how the whole situation looks. So while we in there, I guess the nigga got down Zoe adrenaline and running from after smacking the shit out of nigga ass. You know what I mean? So he's standing by where you almost exit at, not too far from the tray slot. So I guess somebody said something to him at the tray slot. So he say something back to the nigga. The next thing you know, nigga throw something out the joint at him. It was like a tray, so he weaved the shit. Phew. When he weaved the shit, the police pinned the shit. So he weaved the shit. He like, oh, motherfucker throwing trays, nigga. Fuck y'all niggas. Next thing you know, another tray come out, hit him. Bang! He was like, turned that joint, hit him in his back. He was like, all right. Yeah, all right, fuck you, nigga. Yeah, all right, nigga, hide in this kitchen. That's what you do, nigga, hide in this kitchen. So the CO seen the shit. They was like, hey, what's going on? What's going on? They was like, all right, let him out. Let him out. So you would think that the nigga goddamn Zoe was gonna get in trouble for this, but he didn't get caught doing nothing. He already smacked the shit out of Reed, and Reed didn't do shit. I was like, man, it's wild. So I guess Reed was on some throwing trays at the nigga. I don't know what the fuck. You know what I mean? So they made us go back to the building. So as soon as we got back to the building, the Zoe was a little bit ahead of us. He was a little bit ahead of us, man. That's my word. We get back to the building. As soon as we get back in the pod, man, we walk back in the pod, man, we just seen the nigga Zoe, man. That nigga had got down the nigga Lil Joe over by the steps, like not too far from his cell. And as I'm coming in, this all I heard as I was coming in. Man, you better tell them niggas mind they motherfucking business, nigga. You told them niggas how much you owe me? You told them niggas how much you owe me? You talking about getting some more when I get that shit. Nigga, you told them niggas how much you motherfucking owe me, nigga? Yeah, you got everybody thinking I'm the motherfucking bad guy when you the motherfucking fiend. You better straighten your motherfucking homeboys out, and I ain't gonna tell you again, cause this shit fall on you. This word, I looked at Lil Joe. Joe was like, he was looking like he was nervous, scared, all the above, man. But at the end of the day, this is all his fault, man, because all he had to do is just say no to the D block, y'all. So boom. And you wouldn't even have no dealings with this predator, man. Now you all in an entanglement with a freaking predator. Like, come on, man. Like, I was disappointed in him, man. The predator scream on him. Predator scream on him in front of everybody, y'all. That's my word. Snap. Yeah. What you think? Yeah, snap on everybody looking like Lil Joe can't beat this man anyway. You know what I mean? So the predator, yeah. Predator walk away, go to his cell. You know what I mean? Predator go to his cell. So I'll say probably about the next day, you would think that the dude Reed was gonna come like 229. Like, you was thinking it was gonna be some BS. I'm even thinking that the dude Zoe gonna try to get some get back because the dude threw the tray at him. You know what I mean? Zoe let it go, man. The word I had got, Zoe was like, man, he can't beat nobody that work in the kitchen that don't want to come out. And he was right. Now, if he catch the dude, he probably handle his business. But he wasn't going searching for this dude. And I don't blame him, because the kitchen worker dudes, like, they do stuff like that. They try to hide behind the kitchen worker stuff. So like, he didn't really bite at that whole thing right there. He already smacked fire from the nigga Reed. So it's really on Reed to make a move. So like, I'll say probably like 3 days went by. 3 days went by. The weekend went by. Then when Monday hit, next thing you know, the word that came back out again that the dude Zoe got the D block again. Now, with him having the D block, you can tell because his cell jumping again. You got dudes from 2D, dudes from downstairs, everybody chasing him because he got the dog food. Man, I promise you, man, next thing you know, you looked up and you seen a nigga got down Lil Joe talking to him one-on-one. The man already put Lil Joe on blast that he owned. And ain't nobody say that. You know what I mean? But this nigga fiending so bad, you should have seen him, y'all. Look, the nigga Lil Joe was sitting on the ground by his cell. the dude Zoe was standing over top of him a little bit. Not over top of him, like looking down. He was just beside him, but dude Lil Joe sitting down on the ground, like on his butt. And the dude Zoe like this. Like he listening to him, and you just see Lil Joe kind of like just pleading, like. Next thing you know, yeah, Zoe was like, man, look, man, I'm gonna look out for you, man. Yeah, I'm gonna look out for you, man. I'm gonna look out for you, man. I'm gonna look out for you, man. So I guess he gave him something. This word, he went in the cell, did the jump. He come back out super high, super lit, looking all crazy in the face. He done found what he wanted, man, that D block. So now he all lit. He all lit, man. So you look up, he gonna say something to dude Zoe again. So Zoe say something to him again. You know what I mean? This was like lunchtime. Man, by dinner time, I seen him talking to Zoe again. So he just keep talking to the man because he don't have no money to buy this stuff and he really need this guy. This wasn't like chasing the la-la like he used to do. No, you got to spend money on this D-block. Now, I promise you, man, after they had talked that time, when we had went to dinner, I looked up, man, and I seen the nigga goddamn Lil Joe never really went to trial. He was at the watch office talking to the lieutenant, y'all. I was like, oh. I was like, this shit crazy, man. I didn't want to think the worst. But when I see moves like this, especially early in my bid, it only means one thing. That they trying to get a move done. Why else would you be talking to the lieutenant? You high all up, you dirty off the D block. Why else would you be talking to the fucking ALT? I didn't understand this shit, so everybody talk. I'm like, yo, that nigga Lil Joe gonna move in the cell with the predator. Watch what I tell you. Niggas like, man, fuck no. He was like, man, listen, that nigga gonna move in there, man. Nigga was like, man, if he move in there, he the dumbest nigga in the fucking world, man. All over the fucking D block. I'm like, man, that nigga need that shit. That nigga need that shit, man. It's my word. That nigga goddamn came back in the pod. They ain't do nothing that day. You would think something was gonna happen that day. He ain't do nothing but keep getting lit that day. You keep talking to the predator. You keep talking to the dude. So, man, on everything I love, man, that next morning after we came back from breakfast, looked up, the sergeant came up there. It wasn't the LT, the sergeant came up there. He called Zoe name. Next thing you know, he called Lil Joe name. Shh. Man, them people worked it out, man. And next thing you know, I seen the predator moving in the cell with Lil Joe, y'all. I was like, no, man, this can't be happening, man. He was moving in the cell. You would think that he'll get a move in cell 12. No, he got the white dude that was in the cell with Lil Joe to move in cell 12. Man, you seen the predator walk. He was all soofing. He was walking with his boxers. He was like,
get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way, if you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous. Did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments. Get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.